Alright guys, let's start by implementing this functionality for clearing the chat display. So we are going to say function clear chat display. Alright, so we want to get the chat container element. Then we are going to say const chat container equals to document.get element by id. Alright, so we're saying if chat container, so we want to say chat container.inner html. Alright, so that's all. So let's move this function to our util class. We're going to say export function. So right here we are going to import the function, call it chat display. So the next function we want to implement is this one, add selected chat. Let's remove this one from here since we have added it to our utility class. Let's say function. Alright, so this is going to take user. So we are going to say const chat will be equals to get, we call this function get selected chat. Alright, so we are getting the selected chat from the local storage. Alright, so this function, look at this function. So this function fetches the chats, alright, from the local storage. So now we want to check if the user already exists in this chat. So we are going to say const existing, that's the user index, existing index. Alright, we'll pass in the chat. Then we'll say chat dot username equals to user dot username, like this. So we're going to say if the user's index already exists. So if user index is equals to -1, all right, which means the user does not exist, so we want to add the user. Then we're going to say chat dot push. So we want to add the user because it does not already exist. So then we're going to set it to the local storage. So local storage dot set item. So we're going to call it selected chats. All right, so we're going to say json dot stringify. So pass in the user like this. So that's it for this method. So the next one we are going to have is, so now this method we can move this to utility, our utility service. All right, so we are going to import it from the function add selected users. So the next method we need to implement is this update receiver details. So we are going to come here and say function update receiver details. All right, so this function is going to accept the user object as an argument. All right, so let's start getting the receiver details. So let's get the element from the HTML. So first of all, let's get the image. Let's say const receiver image, that's like their profile picture, will be equals to document the query selector. So all we're going to do here is just to get the ID from the HTML. All right, so let me just do it. All right, we have gotten this element from the HTML. Let's undo the profile picture now. So let's profile picture equals to user dot, or let's just call this receiver. All right, this will be more intuitive. Receiver. All right, so we can easily say receiver dot profile picture. All right, so now let's clean up the profile picture. We are going to say profile picture will be equals to profile picture dot replace. Yeah, I think we did this in the login functionality where we are trying to clean up the profile picture before saving it. Let's reuse this code. So we're going to, we've cleaned up the profile picture, so we try to remove white space character both from the start and the end. And we're also making sure that if the profile picture does not start with HTTP, we have to prepend the HTTP and the address from the backend to the profile picture. All right, so after that we are going to say if receiver image, so we are going to say receiver image dot src is equals to the profile picture. So we just assign it like this. All right, so then for the receiver name we are going to say if receiver name. All right, so I'm going to say if receiver name, we're going to say receiver name dot test content will be equals to receiver dot username. All right, then the next thing we are going to say, if receiver phone number, so we want to say receiver phone number dot test content will be equals to receiver dot phone number, like this. Modal, if modal image, all right, we're going to say receiver, modal image dot src will be equals to profile picture. Modal name dot test content will be equals to receiver dot username. Then let's also do it for the we're going to say if modal phone, that's the phone number, we want to say modal phone dot test content will be equals to receiver dot phone number, like this. All right, I think that will be all. That will be all for this function, because this function, what it will do is mainly to set the user details, just like I've shown you earlier on. So we can also move this to our utility class. So we're going to export this. So now let's have another function. For this function now, toggle mobile view. So when the user is on a mobile view, we should be able to actually click on the chat link and it takes us to the chat area. So we are going to say function toggle mobile views. All right, so how do we know that we are on mobile mode? All right, so we are going to say const is mobile will be equals to the window. We are going to say window dot match media. If the mask width is like 768, we can say 768 pixels. All right, dot matches. So we know that we are on mobile mode. All right, so we are going to say if we are on mobile mode, all right, so we want to get the chat container, all right, and also the search container. So we are going to hide the chat container and make the search container visible. So let's get the chat container and the search container from the chat.html file. So we are going to say const chat container will be equals to document.selector. Then let's get the search container. Let's say const search container will be equals to a document dot, so let's say dot query selector. So we're going to say if chat container and search container. All right, if chat container and search container, so we want to hide chat container. I want to say chat container dot class list dot add. All right, so we want to add hidden. All right, then we want to say a search container dot class list dot add active. All right, so this is it. So now let's move this method to our utility class. All right, so we'll just export this. We'll call it toggle mobile views. All right, so now the last implementation we are going to do is the update previous conversation. So this will be a little bit comprehensive. All right, guys, so since this update previous conversation functionality is going to be a little bit comprehensive, because we are going to be handling both the backend and the front end aspect of it, so I would want to do other basic implementations, then I will come back to it later. All right, so let's implement this function for getting the current receiver. So we are going to say function get current receiver. All right, so we're going to say const stored receiver, because we are getting the receiver from the local storage. Receiver will be equals to local storage dot get item. I'm going to say current receiver. So after getting the stored receiver, we want to check, we want to say if the stored receiver, if it's not equals to the current receiver. All right, so let's assign the stored receiver to the current receiver. We're going to say current receiver will be equals to stored receiver, like this. All right, so then we'll return the current, just return the current receiver. Okay, this is double equals. All right, so that is it for this functionality. So the next thing we need to do is to implement this function for creating a chat link. So let's come to this place and say function create chat link. So it's going to accept the user object as an argument. All right, so we are going to say const chat link will be equals to document dot create elements. Then we'll say chat link dot href. So let's pass this like this. So then let's say chat link dot class list dot add chat link. All right, so now let's create a chat description. Let's say document, let's say const chat description, create a div for the chat description. Then we are going to say chat description dot class list dot add. We want to add the chat description. All right, let's also create the image div. Let's say const image will be equals to document dot create element. Let's say div. Then we are going to say image div dot class list dot add. So let's add the image. So then let's also create the user image. Let's say const user image will be equals to document dot create element img, like this. So we want to say if user image. All right, so we need to also construct the image path, the profile image path, the way we did earlier. I think we did it somewhere here. We did it, let's see, we did it in the utils class. So when we this is it. So let's just reuse this code. So come down here, then we are going to say if user image. So we just reuse this code here. So let's say let profile picture equals to user.profile picture, then profile picture equals to profile picture dot replace. We want to trim against empty white spaces. So if profile picture, if it's not already properly constructed, let's construct it. All right, then let's let's say user image dot source. All right, we will now set the profile picture. Let's set this profile picture like this. So we're now going to append this user image to the image div. Let's say image div dot append child. So we're going to say user image like this. So all right, we're going to say const name div. Let's also create the name div. Name div equals to document dot create elements. So we want to create a div, and then we'll say name div dot class list dot add. So now we're going to say const username will be equals to document dot create element. So this is an h3. All right, in the HTML if you check. So let's now append it to the name div. So name div dot append child. All right, so append child. So we're appending the username. Let's say chat description dot append child. All right, so we append the image div. All right, and chat description dot append child. Then we append the name div, because these are all child to the chat description. So let's create the time div. Let's call it const time div will be equals to document dot create element. So we are going to create a div. Then we are saying time div dot class list dot add. Then let's create another div for time. All right, so the time will be equals to document dot create element. All right, so this is a div, so we're going to say time dot test contest will be equals to, for now let's just add a placeholder. All right, let's say like let's add 1:30 p.m. as a placeholder, so later we are going to ensure that we're actually retrieving the time from our charts. The chat message is coming from the backend. So let's just create the volume icon that we are going to use. We are displaying it in the chat link, all right, that we are creating. You are going to see what it's going to look like when we are done. Volume icon will be equals to document dot create element. So this is like an eye. So let's say volume icon dot class list. So we're going to add the font awesome icon for, let's say volume icon dot set attributes. Let's set it to area hidden, then we'll set it to true like this. Then we're now going to say time div dot append child. So we want to append the time and also want to append the volume icon. Time div dot append child. We want to append the volume icon also to the time div. So now we want to append the chat description to the chat link. Chat link dot append child, pass in the chat description, and also want to append the time div to the chat link. Let's pass in the time div like this. All right, yeah, that will be all now. That will be all for our, then we'll just return the chats. We'll just return the chat link. So that will be all for our chats, our functionality for creating a chat link. All right, so we've called that function here. So for each user, we are going to be creating a chat link. This is the first one to implement focus input field. All right, so let's do this one here, but we're also going to move it to the utility class. So let's say function. So we're going to say const chat message container. Okay, goes to documents dot get element by id. Okay, not by id dot query selector. So paste it here like this. All right, so if this is not available, so if not chat message container, all right, so we want to return, then we are going to say chat message container dot scroll into view, and we want it the behavior to be smooth. All right, so we are going to say smooth like this. So let's now get the input box. So we are going to say const input box. So get the input box and focus on the input box. So we're going to say document dot query selector. This is an ID, so we just say send message. So we're going to say if input box, then we want to say input box dot focus. Then we want to say input box dot focus like this. So that's it. So let's move this function to our utils.js export. Then we'll say focus input message. All right guys, we need to have another method that we automatically create a chat link for the sender. So let's say the sender wants to send a message to the receiver. All right, so and the sender does not presently have a chat link created for him in the receiver side. So, or maybe it is the first time that the sender is sending a message to the receiver. So once he sends that message, we want to automatically create a chat link for the receiver. For the sender, sorry. So once we create a chat link for him, they will now append it in the search area. All right, so now once the receiver now click on the chat link, we now see the message that the sender has sent to him. So that's what we want to implement now. So let's go add sender to search results. So it's going to take sender username. So we're going to have a try catch here. All right, and then there is this method that we use to search for users using keywords. So we're going to use it to search for the senders using the sender's username. So fetch users by keyword. So we're going to pass this here, then we search by the sender's username like this. So we're going to say const sender. So this is going to return users. All right, let's check that the username actually exists in the user objects in the list of users that has been returned here. So we're going to say const sender equals to users.find. All right, so passing the user, then we want to say user dot username. We want to check if it is equals to this username like this, sender username, sorry, is equals to sender username. So if we can't find the sender, if not sender, so we want to quickly return. Let's first of all say console.log sender not found in search results, then we want to return. All right, so that's it. All right, so now that we have found the sender, so we want to be sure that the sender does not already exist, that he does not already has a chat link created for him in the receiver side. All right, so let's check. Let's say const existing user will be equals to array dot from document dot query selector or dot find. We're going to say link. So link dot query selector dot test contents will be equals sender dot username like this. So if not existing user, that's the sender does not already exist or does not have a chat link already created for him in the user side. So we want to display a search results, so using the sender. So we're passing the sender like this. So then let's catch the error. If there is any error, let's say console.error. So we are going to say error fetching user details like this. So we're going to pass an error like this. So this is it. So this method, now this is not where we are going to use it. We are going to use it in our main chat page. All right, so we're still going to do the implementations for the main chat page. So this is just to handle user side implementations or activities. So this function is okay now. All right, now there are two things that we need to do. All right, or let's say three things. Number one is to implement a debounce functionality, because when we are making requests to the backend to fetch a user, and we are going to be making the request as we type, all right, a keyword like to search for the user. So we don't want each time we type a new keyword that a request should be made to the backend, because it's going to be like an unnecessary API call. All right, so instead we want to implement a debounce functionality so that there will be a delay before the request will actually go through, maybe after typing two keyword or maybe after some seconds, something like that. So that's what we want to do now. So after that one, we are also going to have a functionality that will help us to initialize the current receiver so that it is always available whenever we need it. And also we also have another functionality to initialize the chat list, all right, in the DOM, so it should be available when it is needed so we don't get any error. So let's start by implementing the functionality that we handle the debouncing functionality for the search. So we are going to say function. All right, so this is the debounce function. All right, so it's going to take function as argument, and we're also introducing a delay. So we are going to say let timeout. So we are going to return function. So we pass in the args like this. So we want to call this a clear timeout function. So let's say clear timeout. All right, so then we pass in the timeout like this. Let's just make this. We're going to timeout is going to be equals to set timeout, then function dot apply this. So we pass in the args and then we pass in the delay. So let's use this debound function now. We're going to say, so if search input, all right, let's say search input dot add event listener. So let's say key up. All right, so we want to call this debounce function. So we're going to say debounce. So this debounce function is going to take this search user function, search user. Remember we specified that it's taking a function as an argument here. So this is search user function, and we are going to introduce a 400 milliseconds delay. So this is for the debounce functionality. So the next thing we want to implement is a function that initializes the current receiver. Function initialize. All right, so we want to get the current receiver from the local storage. All right, we're going to say local storage dot get item. So get the current receiver. We'll get the current receiver from the local storage, and we want to also get the current receiver data. Current receiver data will be equals to local storage dot get item. So get the current receiver data. All right, so if the current receiver data is available, all right, so we want to use it to update the receiver's detail. So we are going to call this update receiver details. Then we want to say json dot stringify. So passing the current receiver data like this. So this is how we initialize the current receiver. So we are going to export this function also, because we'll use it in the main chat page. So now the next thing we want to do, let's initialize the chat list. So let's say function. We are also exporting this function, because use it in the main chat page. As soon as we access the chat page, all right, so if there are already some chats that are in existence, or maybe there are chat links that are already created, we want to ensure that they are available. All right, so that's why we're going to say const selected chats will be equals to get selected chats like this. So we want to check if selected chats dot length, if it is greater than 0, all right, which means that they are existing chats. So we want to display these chats. All right, let's say selected chat, we just display it like. So now let's also try to get the current receiver. Let's say current receiver will be equals to get current receiver. We're going to say if current receiver, so we are going to say const receiver will be equals to selected chat dot find. So say u dot we are going to say u, so u dot username. So we want to check if the username is equals to the current receiver. So if the user is equal to the current receiver, all right, so we want to update the receiver details, and we are going to pass in the user. So, and we also want to check if we are on mobile view. All right, so we are going to say const is mobile view. So we want to see if the window dot match media is 768 pixels. So if the max width is 768 pixels, we know that we are on mobile mode. If we are not on mobile, we want to update our previous conversation. We are going to say if not is mobile. So we want to update our previous conversations like this. So let's enclose this in a bracket like this. All right, so the next function we need to implement, let's initialize the back button. All right, because when we are on mobile view mode, we are going to have like a back button. So in case we move towards the chat area, so after chatting, if we need to come back to the search area, there should be a back button. All right, so you are going to see all this. So let's implement a functionality that will automatically initialize the back button so that it is always available in the DOM. So let's say function initialize back btn. So we're going to say const back btn will be equals to document dot query selector. All right, if the back button is available, so we want to add an event listener to the back button. We want to say back button dot add event listener. So this will be a click event. So now let's get the chat description and the chat message container, because if when you click on the back button, you will of course be in the message area, all right, for you to actually see the back button. So once you click on the message, once you're on the message area and you click on the back button, we should be able to remove the message area modal and then display the search display modal. So that's what we are going to do. So first of all, let's say const chat message display. All right, that will be the area. So we're going to say document, let's say a document dot query selector. All right, so this is a class, so let's look for the class here. Then let's say const search display container. All right, so this is what we are moving back to when we click on the back button. So I'm going to say document dot query selector. So let's look for the class in the HTML. Sorry, chat message display, if this is available, and also if this is available. So we want to remove, we want to say chat display message dot class list dot remove. Okay, we want to remove active from here, and then we want to remove chat display dot class list dot remove, and we want to remove hidden. All right, from here. So this removing hidden from here should make this one visible. All right, and removing active should make this one invisible. So that will be all for this functionality. Let's export it. So these are some of the methods. Let's even move this one to our utility class, export it from there. Let's move it here. So let's also see